a massive weather pattern change is on the horizon, and it's about to unleash winter weather fury for millions across the country. As we kick off 2026, our atmosphere is undergoing a dramatic shift, paving the way for the colossal storm systems that can bring unprecedented snowfall and severe weather. Buckle up, because before we can even brace ourselves to this drastic change, we're facing what could be a historic snow event in Syracuse, New York. Forecasts indicate a staggering potential of up to 50 inches of snow within the next 24 to 48 hours. But that's not all. This very system has already dumped an alarming 18 inches of snow in just the last 28 hours. A major snowstorm is targeting the entire Northeast and Great Lakes region, and the effects will be felt over the next 2 to 3 days. As we advance in the next week, get ready for the significant shift in the jet stream, transitioning into a meridional flow. This will trigger intense and severe storms that could wreak havoc on the entire eastern side of the United States. Stay tuned, because in today's critical forecast, we'll break down exactly what you need to know about this monumental weather pattern change. It's time to take this seriously and prepare. Alright, so first I want to go ahead and take a look at the jet stream, as this is what will control what we see in the United States over the next 7 to 10 days. So let's get right into it. So right now, as you can see, this jet stream is sort of angled down. As we look at it right here, it is angled down from northern to eastern parts of the country, which this is what was bringing in all of the Arctic air and causing all of these lake effect snowstorms to happen in the United States. But as we get later on into the day, you can see that this part really starts to come apart off of the eastern coast. There will still be some more Arctic air hovering over parts of Ohio, Cincinnati, Illinois, Indiana, states and cities like that, Detroit, Michigan, all those sorts of areas. This same system is bringing a whole bunch of Arctic air down to Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi. Even Florida is receiving cold temperatures. It may just be in the 50s or 60s in Florida, but that is still cold compared to the temperatures that we see in Florida. Alright, so as we go ahead and take a look at our composite reflectivity, this is how you can view all of the rain and storms in the United States. So if you ever look at a radar, you are most likely going to be looking at composite reflectivity. Alright, so this is what it will be looking like around noon today, which is probably about the time that I'm posting this. But we have some rain showers firing up pretty much on the whole northwestern side, as well as in Nebraska and South Dakota. We have some rain and light thunderstorms potentially firing up in Arkansas, Tennessee. Could be receiving some rain if you're in Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Mississippi, Kentucky, which could be causing heavy winds, even the chance for an isolated thunderstorm. But overall, nothing too crazy coming out of this. As we look back into California, you can see that there is some storms starting to move in California, as well as Washington, which this will bring the chance for some decently severe rain, which we've already had a whole bunch of rain in California in areas like this yesterday and the day before, especially around Los Angeles, which caused flooding, debris runoff, and people even thought about evacuations. As we look at those storms that were in Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, as we get later on into Saturday, these do start to merge, and we could even see a isolated tornado. South Georgia, South Alabama, and northern parts of Florida, as well as southern parts of South Carolina and North Carolina. I wouldn't be surprised if we see an isolated tornado out of the system. But like I said, go ahead and make sure to go subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and follow me if you're watching on Instagram, because we do go live during these severe weather events and we cover it live. So if you're watching this on the channel called Cruz Haynes Severe Weather Center, this is the channel that I do go live on. If you're watching this on u.s.weather, just search up Cruz Haynes Severe Weather Center. It should be a guy with a bluish background on their logo, and it should look like me. Let's get right back to it. So as we move on later into the week, this is on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm trying to find when the storms start to fire up. Okay, so the return of severe weather will start late Friday and Saturday on the 9th and 10th. And as you can see, this line of storms can be pretty severe. I wouldn't rule out a chance for some isolated tornadoes, but yeah, that is what we're seeing right now. And as we get later on to the day, they start to fire back up in Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas, even parts of northern Florida. But yeah, we have a whole bunch of storms that really like to fire up through the 17th, really. That is pretty much all we are going to be looking at for composite reflectivity. Now, this is what our temperatures are looking like right now. We have a whole bunch of heat over the southeastern and western side of the country, and this is bringing temperatures of upwards of 80 degrees Fahrenheit in some areas like Wichita, Texas, and into southern parts of the Texas Panhandle. We could also be seeing 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures in Nebraska and northwestern Nebraska. Some areas in Canada are struggling to get out of the negative 34 degrees, which is crazy. Areas like Pennsylvania are also struggling to get out of the single digits. As we move on into tomorrow, this is what temperatures will be looking like. Nothing too crazy. We have a cold front start to move in, which will be bringing some colder temperatures to the southeastern parts of the United States, which we've already had on the whole eastern side, except for the southeastern parts. The overall west side will start to stay pretty hot over the next few days, and some of these temperatures start to go up into Nebraska, South Dakota, Oklahoma, and Kansas. But all the cold temperatures are being pushed off of the west coast by this crazy amount of heat, which we could be seeing heat waves in areas like Nebraska, Oklahoma, Iowa, Texas, Arkansas, which we should not be having in the winter. Even if we look back at this, which Canada is struggling to get out of the negative digits today, they will be having pretty much a crazy heat wave on Wednesday, January the 7th, which could bring the return of severe weather for Canada, as it is going from very cold to very hot really fast. Overall, through the next 8 days-ish, we have a massive amount of heat that decides to pop up in between the northeastern and southeastern parts of the country, which could bring temperatures of upwards of 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep in mind, this is the middle of January. As this begins to move off, we have some colder temperatures on the western side and some hotter temperatures on the eastern side, which this is really just trying to take turns, as you can see, and then it will get really cold back in Canada again, where we had just had that heat wave. And that will be rolling through on January the 7th. But overall, as we get into Monday, January 12th, all the cold temperatures start to roll into Texas. Texas will be receiving some cold temperatures. And then some heat will be rolling off of the eastern coast and then decides to form back. So this will be off and on with hot and cold temperatures over the next few weeks. And I just want to take a look at this. On January 17th, we have this massive amount of cold air moving in from northwestern parts of the country, but this is too far away to predict very accurately. Make sure to go ahead and follow on whatever platform you're watching on. We will be posting videos every single day to keep you updated, no matter if it's a holiday, school day, work day, whatever it is. We will be posting every single day to keep you informed. All right, I want to go ahead and take a look at this categorical outlook for today, which could bring some rain and light thunderstorms to southeastern parts of the country, which is including Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, as well as areas like New Orleans, Louisiana, and overall eastern parts of Louisiana in general. But as we move on into tomorrow, we have a marginal risk which will be issued for Jacksonville, Florida, Panama City, Dothan, Alabama, Savannah, Georgia, and even parts of Charleston, South Carolina. This will bring the threat for a 2% tornado risk, which we could see isolated tornadoes. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 1 or 2 isolated tornadoes out of this system. But if there is a tornado warning or a tornado possible tag on something, I will be going live for it, just to let y'all know. So make sure you go ahead and follow on whatever platform you're watching on, and make sure you go subscribe to Cruz Haynes-Severe Weather Center on YouTube. That is the channel that I will be going live on. Like I said, should be a bluish logo with me on it in a white hoodie. But yeah, this is our 5% wind risk, which could be bringing winds of upwards of 30 to 40 miles per hour in the same areas that we just talked about for the tornado risk. Now, in that tornado risk, we could be seeing a chance for some hail in Mobile, Alabama, Dothan, Alabama, Panama City, Alabama, Panama City, Florida, Tallahassee, Florida, Moultrie, Georgia, and areas like that, which could be receiving a chance of golf ball to tennis ball sized hail. Now, that was all we had to talk about today. You can click right here to subscribe to the channel that I go live on. You can click right here to subscribe to the channel that I just post videos on, but I will still be running that channel just for videos. You can click right here to watch my latest video, and I will see you on the next video. Peace!